immediately saw her when I entered the room. She had a profile like a native Indian warrior. I just was drawn to her. I just couldn't help myself staring at her. There was something about her presence that was really calm and peaceful and caught my attention. All of a sudden, she slowly turned around and looked at me. And for a brief moment, I panicked and thought, she must be realizing I'm staring at her. I better run away and pretend I didn't look at her. But I didn't. I gazed at her and she smiled. And so did I. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow madhatters, and very welcome guests. I'm here today to tell you a story about that life is not just a follow-up of events or nothing that just passes by. We play an active part in how our life turns out to be. We have choices. Moana is her name, and I met her by picking up one of my daughters at the youth theater about 3 years ago. And we started talking. We realized we had a few things in common, and one of them was her husband was a facilitator in personal development, and which I'm really passionate about since 20 years. So we met on a personal basis, and I found out that he developed a tool which he was facilitating, and I was interested to participate in the workshop. However, I couldn't really afford the fee. But then he suggested to me, well, how about you organize a workshop for me here, because he didn't know people here, and then you can participate for free. And I said, yes, I will. This workshop was one of the turning points of my life, or I should say, the tool I discovered. And some of you, very few of you, might remember I spoke about the first experiences after that talk here at Toastmasters. And I remember Brian McGurk, the police commander, was sitting in the front row, and he shared with me afterwards that he was cringing inside when I revealed the title of my speech, which was How I Killed My Father. He was really thinking this would be a confession, and he didn't quite know how to respond. He was really relieved, but it didn't turn out to be what he expected. The tool changed my life dramatically, and after that incident, which killed my father, I realized there was something very special about this tool. So I practiced it, and at some point I wanted to facilitate it and share it with other people. So I started doing that, just for fun. Out of the development of this tool came my confidence that I'm actually a creative person. And part of the reason why I started my magazine was that I found this new confidence that I can actually do something I believe in, although I always thought I'm not creative whatsoever. Through the magazine, I came across different other people, and one of them invited me to a meeting where they wanted to start a new group here in Nelson, and I was invited to come along. Again, I took the opportunity and did. And I met all kinds of new people. Everybody shared what they were doing, so did I. And at the end of the meeting, they asked me if I would, when my next workshop would be, because they would be interested to participate in it. One of the people attending said he would love to as well, but again, he can't afford it. And I somehow had an inkling of offering him to come for free. Then he offered to me, he said, I'm videoing. Would you like me to video your workshop? And I said, that would be awesome, wonderful. He does it on a semi-professional basis, so he had 3 cameras there and videoed my whole workshop. He is a guy named Richard from Chicago, and he has his own YouTube channel. And he interviews people all over the world, which he finds interesting, or which he thinks have something to share or to say. And he puts that video, or the whole workshop, on his YouTube channel. All of a sudden, I received emails from Malaysia, New York, Italy, all sorts of places all over the world, asking me for more. Did you write a book? Do you have follow-up workshops? Do you have other tools? Do you do webinars? And I was just really amazed, but a little bit overwhelmed too. And I didn't until that point even think about turning this into something more. At this point I still loved sharing this tool because it changed my life so much. And then about a year ago, one lady who is a chiropractor in Canada also approached me and said she loved my work. She has come across the tool with somebody else, but my way of teaching was in a way that she could understand it, and she applied it in her practice, and all of a sudden she had miraculous things happening. And she wondered if I would come to Canada to offer a workshop. And I said, yes, I would love to, but I didn't say I can't afford it. I said somebody would have to pay for the fee and organize the trip for me because I don't have any contacts there. And she said, yes, I'm doing that. So she organized now 3 cities for me: Vancouver, Calgary, and Lunenburg, which is close to Halifax. I'm going there in 2 weeks' time to facilitate this workshop, a whole fully funded trip. The most amazing thing for me was though how this all happened, and that a person who only saw me on a YouTube video would put that much trust in me that she pays for the trip and organizes everything. That to me is the beauty. I am excited about going, but the excitement before and this experience I had is equally amazing to me than what's coming next. I got an email from Richard the other day saying my videos have hit 10,000 viewers now, which he finds really amazing even for his standards. And so I am definitely expanding my workshop. I started writing a book. I actually have a follow-up workshop now and develop more of this tool. But the message I have for you is that in each moment of our life there could be a turning point. There could be something amazing coming out of just smiling at a person, or just making that conversation which you might want to run away from, or just making a connection, something really small that can turn into an amazing, beautiful journey. And all this just started with a smile. Mr. Toastmaster.